Gerald.
Jesse and Gerald are a married couple who have drifted. Not dramatically. Not with screaming or slamming doors. Just the slow, quiet kind of drift that happens when two people stop reaching for each other. To fix it, or try to, they drive out to a secluded lake house in Alabama. Just the two of them. No neighbors. No distractions. No way out. On the drive there, a stray dog is eating a possum in the middle of the road. Gerald stops in time and honks it away. Jesse watches the dog and feels sorry for it. Something about a hungry animal surviving alone stays with her. They arrive at the lake house. The fridge is already stocked. Jesse pulls out an expensive cut of meat and leaves it outside for the dog. Gerald notices. He is not thrilled. He lets it go. Inside, Gerald produces a pair of handcuffs. Jesse does not react warmly to this, but she does not stop it either. Gerald cuffs her wrists to the headboard, takes another Viagra, and begins acting out a fantasy, a stranger scenario, ordering her to scream, telling her no one will hear her. Jesse goes along with it for a moment. Then she does not. She tells him to stop. Gerald thinks she is playing. She kicks him off the bed and tells him clearly to uncuff her. What follows is an argument that has been building for a long time. Gerald accuses her of refusing to try. Jesse tells him their relationship cannot survive on this. Gerald moves toward her. She bites his face. He steps back. He begins to play the victim, blaming their distance on her, making her the problem. Then he grabs his chest. His breathing goes tight and strange. He collapses across her body. Jesse waits for him to move. He does not move. She nudges him with her feet. He rolls off the bed and his head strikes the floor with a sound she will not forget. A pool of blood spreads slowly across the wood. Gerald is dead. She is handcuffed to a bed in a house with no neighbors, no charged phone, and a dead husband on the floor. The door is open. The sun is still up. Nobody is coming. After the screaming produces nothing, Jesse's mind begins doing what minds do under extreme stress, it splits. Two voices emerge from the silence. One looks like Gerald. One looks like herself. They are both hallucinations and both completely real in the way that the parts of yourself you have been suppressing always become real when there is nowhere left to run. Imaginary Gerald is cruel and practical. He tells her she is wasting time. That no one is coming. That she is already dying slowly and just does not know it yet. Imaginary Jesse is something else, steadier, more honest, the part of her that has survived things before and knows it. The stray dog finds its way inside. It is hungry and Gerald is on the floor. Jesse screams at it. It ignores her and takes a bite of Gerald's arm. Then she hears Gerald's voice, and for one terrible, beautiful second she believes he is alive. She turns and sees him sitting up, speaking to her. Then she looks at the floor and the dead man is still there. The man speaking to her is not Gerald. It is what she needs Gerald to be. The hallucinations argue over the handcuffs. Fake Gerald says her hand will never fit through. Fake Jesse says it might. Real Jesse registers that she has maybe a few hours before dark and her lips are already cracking. Gerald placed a glass of water on the shelf before he died. She can see it. She cannot reach it properly. She remembers the tag she removed from her nightgown and placed on the same shelf. She makes a straw from it. She drinks. She sleeps. She wakes in the dark to the dog barking. There is a figure in the room. Tall. Disfigured. Still. It stands in the darkness holding a bag of bones and trinkets, its hands curved almost like claws. It does not speak. It does not move toward her. It simply exists in the corner of the room like something that has always been there. Jessie closes her eyes and tells herself it is a hallucination. Imaginary Gerald tells her it is the Moonlight Man, a metaphor for death coming for her slowly. Then Gerald calls her Mouse. The word unlocks something. The story shifts backward to a 12-year-old girl at a lake house very much like this one. Her father calls her Mouse. It is a term of affection. Her mother and siblings have gone out on the water to watch an eclipse. Jessie and her father stay behind. He tells her the dress she is wearing makes her look like a proper young lady. He asks her to sit on his lap the way she used to when she was small. She innocently obliges. Her father begins touching himself while she sits there. Back in the present, Jessie lies handcuffed to a bed and understands for the first time in a long time why she is here. Not just in this room, in this life. Imaginary Jessie tells her quietly that this is why she married an older man. A lawyer. Someone with authority. Someone who looked like her father from a certain angle. Jessie has carried the shame of that afternoon for decades. She blamed herself. She told herself it was not that bad because he never touched her directly. She never told anyone. She kept the secret so long it became part of the architecture of who she was. She closes her eyes and goes back again. Her room after the trip. Her father in the doorway. Apologizing and in the same breath telling her that if she ever told her mother would blame her. That it was her fault for how she looked. That silence was the safest thing she could choose. Jessie chose silence. 4 decades. She wakes again to the dog at her feet. Her lips are cracked and bleeding. Imaginary Gerald tells her that when darkness falls the Moonlight Man will come back and this time he will not simply watch. That evening Jessie meets her younger self in a dream. She apologizes. Tells her she is sorry for never standing up. For spending her whole life managing the damage instead of naming the source. The younger Jessie looks at her and says she already has everything she needs to get through this. Jessie wakes up thinking about the glass. There is a memory dinner at a lake house, years ago. Her mother asking if she had fun with her father that day. Jessie squeezing a glass so hard it shattered in her hand. Blood everywhere. Her father wrapping her hand. Her mother confused and concerned and entirely unaware. The memory gives her the plan. She reaches the glass on the shelf. She smashes it. She takes a shard and cuts her wrist and the palm of her hand, methodically, deliberately using the blood as a lubricant to work her hand through the cuff. The skin catches. She does not stop. She pulls until she is free, leaving something of herself behind on the metal. She gets her phone with her feet. Dead. She drags the bed frame to the counter and uses the key to free the other hand. She wraps her bleeding hand. Then the blood loss hits her and she goes down. She wakes to the dog trying to eat her arm. She chases it away. She sees what is left of Gerald's face on the floor. She stands. The dog growls at something in the hallway and bolts out the open door. The Moonlight Man is standing in the corridor. Jessie looks at him. He wants her jewelry, specifically her wedding ring. She takes it off and gives it to him. Then she walks to her car, drives away from the house, and does not look back. Except she almost does not make it. She falls asleep at the wheel, drifts off the road, and crashes into a tree. When she honks, people nearby come and find her. She is alive. She is conscious. She is out. 6 months later Jessie sits down with her damaged hand and writes a letter to herself at 12 years old. She told the police she had amnesia after the accident. She knows better than most people that trauma has a way of erasing things you cannot afford to remember. The doctors confirmed Gerald died of a heart attack. The life insurance covers her basic needs. She uses it to establish a foundation for abused children. She is no longer silent about what her father did. She is, for the first time, saying it out loud. But one thing still does not rest. Her wedding ring. No officer found it at the scene. No reporter accounts for it. She gave it to a figure standing in her hallway in the middle of the night, and nobody can confirm whether that figure was real or something her fractured mind created to survive. Every night the Moonlight Man visits her in dreams. Red eyes. Sometimes no head at all. The question sits in her chest like a stone. Then she reads a newspaper article about a man named Raymond Andrew Joubert who has been arrested. He is a graveyard vandal who breaks into mausoleums and steals jewelry from corpses. He removes eyes and body parts. He suffers from acromegaly, a condition causing abnormal growth of the bones, which makes him unusually large and disfigured. He progressed over time from stealing to killing. He eats some of what he takes and keeps the rest. The police found collections of scalped and cannibalized remains. His own sister and her husband were among the victims. Jesse reads every word and understands. The Moonlight Man was real. He was standing in her room. He was in her hallway. She gave him her wedding ring and he took it and walked away, and he left her alive. Perhaps because he was only interested in the dead. Perhaps for reasons she will never fully understand. She decides she needs to look at him. Jesse goes to the courthouse on the day of Raymond's hearing. A reporter notes that he has not spoken a single word since his arrest. When Raymond is brought in and sees Jesse across the room, he pulls free from his restraints, looks directly at her, and says, quietly and with absolute certainty, that she is not real. That she is only made of moonlight. Jesse looks back at him. She sees her father in his eyes. She sees Gerald. She sees every man who ever made himself larger than he was by making her smaller. She holds his gaze and tells him he is much smaller than she remembers. She means all of them. She walks out of the courthouse into full sunlight. Sunglasses on. Head up. The eclipse that has defined her life since she was 12 years old, finally, completely over. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe to Scene Scout for more.